Welcome to this new episode of The Landscape. Today we are speaking with Tuomo, Tanskanen, and Kashif Nizan-Khan, who are two lead contributors at Metal3. Metal3 is a sandbox CNCF project since 2020 and provide a set of tools for managing bare metal infrastructure using Kubernetes. Today they have an announcement to share. Let's dive in. Kashif, Tuomo, thank you for coming on the show. Congratulations, first of all. Can you tell us, what's happening with Metal3? Why are we here today?
All right, thank you very much. So we are here celebrating the Metal3's move to incubation in CNCF. It's a big milestone. We have been in sandbox for 5 years, and now we finally got into the incubation.
Amazing. So for those who don't know what Metal3 is about, can you give us like a 1-minute description?
Yeah, I can give you. Thanks a lot, first of all, for having us. So my name is Kashif, and I'm one of the maintainers of Metal3 project. So Metal3 is, as you might know, is an open source project that provides a Kubernetes-native stack for bare metal management inside the Kubernetes world. So by management, I mean that it allows you to enroll your bare metal server, provision operating system images onto them, or even manage the firmware and hardware states, and then deploy and operate Kubernetes on top of Kubernetes clusters on top of those bare metal servers or machine. So in short, it has few technical components like bare metal operator or cluster API provider Metal3. These components actually make it easy to manage your bare metal server just using Kubernetes-native APIs inside a Kubernetes cluster, and not only manage but also do day-to-day operations or lifecycle operations like scale, upgrade, and even do firmware management. All those sorts of things that you can imagine that you need to do in a bare metal world, you can do that using Kubernetes native declarative APIs.
Amazing. Thank you, Kashif. And the fact that the project, as you said, it was submitted to CNCF 5 years ago and moved to incubation really shows that the project reached some degree of maturity. Tuomo, do you have like some interesting numbers to share with the audience when it comes to adoption and community achievements?
Absolutely. So since we have been in the CNCF, we have had 57 organizations contributing to us. I think the numbers are in hundreds of individual contributors. And I think we counted the number of releases for the CNCF announcement, and we have made something like 185 releases during our lifetime. So we have like rock solid releasing process, release branches. The bare metal is very enterprise focused, so we need to have like the rock stable, solidity, stability in the project for our adapters to feel easy using Metal3. So in our adapters list, we have, of course, big players like and major contributors like Ericsson and Red Hat and SUSE, Mirantis, flops like this. So we have a great community also contributing back to the Metal3, and it's definitely the driving force for heading into incubation and eventually or soon, hopefully, towards the graduation as well.
Amazing. Yeah, SUSE are a very impressive name. And as you said, like stability and reliability is not something that this type of business is going in your. I see you have like over 8,000 merge pull requests. So that's quite impressive. We can see how active the project is, and it's quite exciting. Kashif, can you tell us, and you already touched base on that, but what are a few of the features that our users are really excited about that make the project really stand out?
Yeah, I mean, the project has been around for now almost 5 years. So the first challenge was to, of course, allow these sort of APIs where you would be able to manage your bare metal server inside Kubernetes just by using declarative YAMLs. But after that, we have, since as I said also a bit while ago, that we have a plugin for cluster API, which is a 6 cluster lifecycle project. We have a provider for that cluster API provider, Metal3, and through that we also can create, scale, upgrade the clusters as you would do it in a public cloud or any other VM scenarios. But there are of course some very bare metal specific features that we have added, namely like IP address management. We have a component called IP address manager where you can actually manage the IP address statically through, again, using declarative Kubernetes APIs. We have also added features like node reuse, which is very practical for a bare metal scenario, because in public cloud scenario, your virtual machines come and go, but then if it's a bare metal server, you need to really reuse your bare metal server even after the upgrade. So we have added that. We have also added and currently also enhancing the DHCP less provisioning scenario for Metal³ or bare metal, and in between we have also added shorter but then very effective features like firmware upgrade. For example, we have worked on Metal3's like bare metal remediation so that if there is a problem happening during the life cycle of bare metal, there are easier steps to remediate and check if you can really bring back your bare metal server inside the cluster. We have a very important component which talks with the bare metal server, which is Ironic, and we are now currently in process of making the deployment of this Ironic inside the Metal³ using Ironic standalone operator. That is a work in progress, but it's pretty much ready, and we are trying to now incorporate the use of Ironic standalone operator in our CI. And in the future, I mean, if you talk about the roadmap, we are also working on new API versions for CAPM, like cluster API provider Metal3 for bare metal host, as well as for the IP address manager. We are doing some changes to make it also a provider for cluster API. So yeah, a bunch of nice, cool features are already there, and we are still working on adding more.
Right, that was kind of my next question. Like, now that you have achieved this milestone, like, do you have, like, bigger milestone, or like is there any specific feature that you and the community is looking forward to seeing released?
Well, yeah, I mean, I have named some already, of course, and then the wheel keeps rolling. There are, of course, all the time new things being added, like multi-tenancy support, the new API version that I just talked about. We are trying to make it more the API make more stable for the users to consume, and add some better features, possibly deprecate some old APIs which we don't need anymore, or which is probably just to improve the usability of the process itself. And of course, also cross-platform support that I might have missed previously. For example, adding support for ARM. Those kind of things are also being worked upon currently, and you would see it in the near future in the project itself.
I'm curious, is there anything that you had to implement into Metal³ that was driven by the recent increase of AI workloads?
The thing is that since we are providing an infrastructure where you can run any sort of workloads, and when it comes to bare metal, you can of course have those accelerators, GPUs, all of those things. I was having a discussion with Tuomo earlier. He also highlighted that there was, if I'm not mistaken, Tuomo correct me, that there was a support added in our bare metal operator regarding the NVIDIA's firmware upgrade, most probably. So that is also one thing that highlights that we are, of course, providing an infrastructure that is hardware agnostic, but then again, for these kind of specialized hardwares, we also are continuously trying to support everything that we can, so that it is also the first choice when it comes to AI workloads, for example.
Makes sense. All right. If people want to get in touch, Tuomo, Kashif, where can they find you on the internet?
We have a community repo under Metal3.io organization where you can find all the details. So we have a developer mailing list. We have community meetings on every Wednesday. We are on Kubernetes Slack and at the Cluster API bare metal channel. You can find all the contact information from our community page. Everybody is very welcome to join the community meeting and say hello if you are either contributing or an end user of Metal3. We would love to hear from you.
Amazing. And I'm sure you are looking for senior contribution, but are you also welcoming? The CNCF is also very good at helping junior talent to rise. Do you have also work for that is like kind of accessible to junior talents?
Of course. So we have actually spent quite a lot of effort in splitting our issues and like backlogs suitable for the new contributors. So we have plenty of documentation tasks, like who doesn't. But we also have like easier technical tasks like fixing linter errors and fixing small bugs. We kind of leave them open for the new contributors, even though they would be very simple for us to fix, but we try to lure in people this way.
I would like to just add one more thing, that we are also having this 2 times a year, a larger, architectural or roadmap type of meeting with the whole community, where we discuss about what kind of features the community wants to see in the upcoming releases. And then it's a bit longer than the community meeting that we have weekly. We are mainly discussing the features there. So that's also one good, I would say, a meeting to join and ask about if there are any features that someone would want to see inside Metal3. It's very welcoming to have those kind of discussions as well.
I also have to mention that in the KubeCon we will be hosting a Metal3 booth. So Kashif and me personally will both be there. So come say hi face to face.
Amazing. Kashif, Tuomo, thanks for coming.
Thank you
Thanks a
for
lot
having us.
us.